200 kilometers away from Lake Baikal lies a picturesque and unique land, the Chikoi land. It is immense, severe, and fascinating. Its rocks and cliffs, its pure crystal-clear rivers, its majestic ancient subarctic forest taiga make it a remarkable attraction. The land boasts of overwhelming natural splendor. It draws by its clear sky and bright sun, grassland and forest fragrance. It captivates by the magical fresh water of its springs and lovely songs of birds in the woods. The name of this remotest part comes from the name of the pure and wayward Transbaikalian river, the Chikoi. The river rises in a wild and secluded place in the Chikoi taiga, where cold cliffs, impassable Chikoi taiga, and clouds of mosquitoes keep it secure. Only animal paths lead there, and if someone inquisitive enough ventures upon one of them, the journey to the start of the river will be long and exhausting. What is so remarkable about this area? In the first place, it's the so-called Lamas Township. Millions of years ago, a heavenly sower flung stone seeds all over the place. The seeds have grown into fanciful rocks. You can wander them days at a row, mounting one range after another, without a chance of being bothered by anyone. The rocks are fantastically shaped and are covered with dense growth of shrubbery and dwarf trees. Separate rocks and groups of them are scattered over a wide area of several kilometers, forming the crown-shaped Chikakan Range. Some of them are steep and inaccessible. Others have yielded to time and are gradually crumbling away. But both look as gorgeous and thrilling as ever. Another scenic wonder of the Upper Chikoi is Lake Zabaikalye. It does not rank among the largest lakes in Transbaikal, Siberia, but it is unique. Its waters, encircled by cedar forests, are as pure as that of Baikal and harbor the same kinds of fish, grayling and trout. Unperturbed by visitors, in this realm of cedar forest, they spawn in multitude in the clear water, gladdening the sight of occasional observer by their sunset shooting out games. Protected against unwelcome intrusion, the animal life thrives in these parts. The thick vegetation renders the creatures invisible, but if eager observers are kind and well-meaning, their patience will be rewarded, and they will be able to watch with bated breath Manchurian deer, brown bears, elks, and other rare animals. Picturesque is the place where the Chikoi takes its run. Farther from its rise, fed by the tributaries, it gathers enough power to cut its way among the rocks and onto the wide expanse of the valley. Here, its waters flow unrestrained, bidding a welcome to a number of villages: Yamarovka, Cheremkova, Bolshaya Rechka. More than 300 years ago, Russian settlers arrived at the Chikoi. Some of them had been forced to move here. Others came of their free will. But all of them found this land rich and fit to live on. Far from the road, they chose suitable sites to build log cabins. The villages were given the names of the founders: Zakharova, Fomichova, Korotkova, Barakoeva. After Catherine the Great had issued a royal edict ruling that disobedient old believers be sent to Transbaikal, Siberia, this area became a cherished patch of ancient Russia. Though old believers had moved here against their will, they prized this land and came to hold it dear. Insurgent believers brought their entire families with them. That is why, among the settlers, they were known as the Semeyskiye, from the Russian word semya, that is, family. Old believers settled to stay for good. They dug wells and plowed land. They built solid houses, decorating them with intricately carved window shutters and roof beams. Each family arranged their houses in a line. That is why each Chikoi village stretches so long that to cover the distance from one end of it to another looks rather challenging. Inborn love for land filled the Semeyskiye with respect for their new home. They took good care of it and glorified it in their songs, calling it their breadwinner and dear motherland. The Semeyskiye grew rye, barley, and wheat. They cultivated hemp too and used it to make hand-woven patent rugs. The Semeyskiye admired the Chikoi taiga. It became a rich and wondrous storehouse for the settlers. Full of wild beasts and game, mushrooms and berries, and of course cedar nuts, it offered them generous support. In fall, people headed for the taiga with weighted clubs to shake cedar cones down. After husking the nuts in handmade machines, they prepared wonderful cedar nut oil. For hundreds of years, the Semeyskiye have been living in line with their own laws and traditions on the Chikoi. They have preserved their old Russian manner of speech, specific style of clothing, and of course, their unusual songs. Sung by many voices, their old-age songs can be heard everywhere, outside and inside their homes. Working on the yarn, at the spinning wheel, or celebrating joyfully at a festive table, the Siemeyskiye sing their incredible songs that come from the Middle Ages. They sing in their sonorous voices in the same manner as their distant ancestors did, with much feeling and all their hearts. Chikoi is blended in any season, in summer and in winter. It is full of primeval fragrance and beauty. It livens up the heart and takes the breath away. Chikoi is a natural wonder to be kept unharmed for generations to come.